Get ready for a colorful game night. This is our review of Hues and Cues. We were sent a copy of Hues and Cues from the publisher so that we could do this review video.
If you'd like to find out more information or buy a copy of the game, check out the links in the description below.
Hues and Cues, it's a fun deduction game. You're gonna have one player that's gonna draw a card and then choose one of the color swabs on it and then try to give hints and let the other players figure out where they're gonna play it. Example, if it's green and I went like, oh, grass, then people would be like, oh, it must be green. Unless you're really crazy like me, sometimes like, oh, well, maybe the grass is yellow, so I'd guess yellow. But most people, you guess green. Then all the other players will put their little cone out where they think it is, and then based on the gathering of the types of greens, because there's lots of possible greens on there, it could be any kind of shade of grass, then the player who gave the first clue can give a two-word clue after that to try to get everyone closer. You can't use clues like darker or lighter or up, down, or oh, you're really close. You can't do things like that. You got to do dead grass. At that point, if I was thinking like more yellowish green versus a darker green, or maybe like, oh, grass, or like a Kermit frog, something like that, to try to get more in that royal green kind of area. Then after everyone has placed their second cone, the player who gave the clue is going to put the score over the center of it, and then any of the cones that are inside of it are going to get 2 points. Any cones that are on the outside edge will get 1 point, and then the player giving the clues will get 1 point for each cone inside. If it's a 3-player game, then they get 2 points for each cone inside. And then once every player who's playing has given 2 clues or gone twice, then the game ends. Player with the most points wins. Now this is a really fun game, especially if you're kind of an artsy person, kind of know colors, but also if you're good at describing colors, which not everyone's really good at. You're like, oh, it's green. What kind of green is it? Tree green. It's like, well, what does that mean? Like, is it more royal? Is it more hunter? It's green. So that's where this game can kind of have its problems, is how good are you at describing colors, especially after you give that first clue. You might be like, oh, I have a really good clue. And then people play it and they're like, oh, I guess it wasn't that good of a clue. Now I get 2 words. How do I get them like closer to where I need them to be? It's a fun game. It's very easy to learn. I just taught you how to play the game. So you're just placing a color down based on the clues that people are giving you. However, it's that just being able to describe the colors, that's what makes it a challenging game. And it may not be for everybody, but if you really are an artsy person, or if you have an art class, or if you have like arts and crafts at your Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, or churches, or things like that, this could be a kind of a fun game to kind of learn the colors and how to describe colors and the world around you, kind of a thing.
Yeah, like if you took this to like a art school, like a prestigious art school, like everyone's doing art, right? And then, you know, because even if you see like the acrylic paint colors and how they're named, right? That might be fun if you get them all together. But now let's say it's like us and then one of them, I could just feel the whole game. They're like, oh, platinum chartreuse. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like they just use the other words, right? Like cuboidal semi-cloud. And it's like, I think it's closer to white, but there's not a white on here. You know, just that kind of thing would be infuriating if we did play with like
someone who was really a color snob.
You know, one thing that I don't think we talked about, but I liked what you did, is when we were playing one time, you said something like, my favorite Gatorade or something like that.
My sister.
Oh yeah, your sister did. Like favorite Gatorade. And I'm like,
like only I know.
But even then, right? Like even like.
And everyone's waiting. Where's Kenny gonna put it?
But I thought that was a fun way of like kind of a how well do you know me, right?
Yeah,
like sort of thing. Like.
That could be where it gets interesting if you're really not good at naming colors. If it's just like, oh well, I'm not good at like colors, but I know a lot about Lee. Like, Lee, what's something in Lee's past? That's an object that I can list, and Lee will be like, oh, I know what that color is.
Yeah.
One thing that the game does do is give you 4 color options. However, sometimes you do get some that are just like, all of these colors are impossible. Like this one has a green on it, so you can usually get something, or it has a blue on it, so you can get something. But there are a couple cards where it's like shades of pinks and yellows and whatever. Like, what am I gonna do for that? Like on one of our games that we were playing, someone was like, oh, sun. I'm like, yellow, orange, red? What are you talking about here, son? Like smiling, happy face, yellow? So everyone goes yellow. And then they did something, it was more in the orange spectrum. I was like, oh, like sunset sun, like sunrise sun, like those kind of hues. So you can see where some people may not necessarily be thinking ahead of time, how can I be as descriptive as possible with that one word in that first clue? Usually the follow-up one does help because you get to 2. So in a combination, that's like 3, 1 clue and then 2 clues. But sometimes you're just like, oh, we were way off.
Yeah, like, oh. Like, and we just look across the board. I like how it seemed simple, but then it really humbled me when it was my turn. I'm like, light blue. I tongue twisted just for one word. I'm like, grass.
Everyone that got green got grass. Well, we know what's in the green.
It wants me to expand, it challenged me to expand my color vocabulary or, everyday objects.
I agree. That's what I like about it too, is that it is very simple to teach. You can teach just about anyone how to play the game, but actually playing the game is where it becomes challenging. And that's where I think that you need to have that good vocabulary, or at least being able to describe objects, or getting people to at least associate what object you're describing in 1 word or 2 words, and maybe even shades of colors and things like that if you're not an art student. So I do like how easy it is. You can teach anyone how to play this game. However, not everyone will be able to play the game. What did you not like about the game?
I'd probably say the replayability. Like, yeah, it's fun. We joke like, oh, Lee's dog, or oh, like the way the sun sets or something. But then after that, like, I don't think it'd be something like, hey guys, next week, Hues and Cues, same time, Hues and Cues. Like, I don't think that'd be me saying that.
The thing I didn't like is similar. It's the replayability, but it's the replayability while you're playing it the very first time. Because as you're playing it, everyone who gets green, once one player says grass or tree or something that's green, everyone's gonna be like, all right, so it's in this area, and everyone's gonna be saying grass for that first word. Because how many objects can you say that are gonna be different enough to get someone to go into the green area? Oh, you gotta do grass or frog or tree or watermelon.
I was like, what's the Sesame Street that lives in the trash can guy?
Yeah, but
Oscar.
Yeah, but if you just say Oscar, like Meyer.
Yeah, but the trophy. Yeah, I guess you're right. Never mind. Yeah.
So I feel like there's only so many times, and once you get that thing in your head, it's like, oh, grass, green, green is grass. So when it comes to my turn, how am I going to describe green without saying grass? Grass. So.
Overall, I'd play it again with a new group of people, just because, after multiple times, you're just like, yeah, I get it. Like, okay, yeah, it was this one. We did that before. But yeah, I'd play it again because it is fun. It's, people can pick it up easy. They're like, yeah, we're going to place colors and we're going to score points. And then it's your turn again. And it can play quickly, right? Or longer if you want. I know it says like 2 each, but let's go 3 each. Let's go 4 each, right? However much you want. It can keep lasting if you're just having a blast and you're chatting and stuff. It leaves room for the socializing aspect of games or bringing people together.
Overall, I would give it away. I had fun playing it the first time. I just don't think I'd play it again. Even with new groups of people, I'd be like, yeah, you can teach it and you can play it and it might be fun. But I don't think I'd want to break it out with a new group of people unless I really knew that they would enjoy something like this. I think it's a very small target market for this game. Yeah, anyone can play it, and yeah, it's fun and interesting that first couple times, but after a while you're like, yeah, we're never gonna bust this out. And this was our review of Hues and Cues.
What'd you think? Is this gonna add some color to game night? Let us know in the comments below.
Once again, we'd like to thank the app for sending us a copy so that we could do this review video. If you'd like to find out more information or buy a copy of the game, check out the link in our description below. As always, if you're enjoying our content, please like this video and subscribe to our channel.
Until next time, I'm Lee.
I'm Kenny. Go party like a board gamer.